Mornings up early, caffeine's our call. Ralph with tech news ready for all. Coding workouts getting us toned. By sunrise we'll be in the zone. Grab your Java, sip the brew. Headlines, tech tips just for you. Editing lines, making it tight. With every keystroke we see the light. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Push those reps in lines of code. Script the future fast and bold. From headlines deep to bites so bright, we're your guide to morning mics. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coding flows, camaraderie grows. News unfolds and insight flows. Minute by minute, heartbeats pace. Come join us at the daily race. CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind.
Good morning. How is everyone doing? It is, believe it or not, it is Wednesday, January 1st, 2025. We have survived another year. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully you are all doing well. So in 2025, in the morning shows, we are going to be going through our large language models prompt engineering course. Happy to have you here. I'm going to have a quick overview of the course to show you the course that we're taking. If you want to sign up for it, the link is in the description. It's also pinned to the top of the chat. It might be circulating throughout the chat as well if you want to join us along for this learning experience. But last year we spent a majority of the year building out our time cost calculator using Flutter. We just on Monday we had just recently pushed it up to the. Let me start a timer too. I'm gonna put 45 minutes, even though we might go for a little bit over, but let's try to let's put 45, right? So we just on Monday we pushed the mobile apps into the both respective stores. So I just need to go in and after testing them a little bit, say, all right, push them for production, and we should be good for that. But that means that this year we are working on AI, large language models, prompt engineering, because AI is getting more and more prevalent in everything that we do. So we want to be able to integrate it the same way that we integrated OpenAI into our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. We want to be able to see how it can be used more in different areas, maybe in nursing, maybe in data analytics, whatever it could be, right? Let's see how we can integrate AI. But in order to do that, we need to learn more about AI and more about prompting. Just with like creating the Victory album, It's available on all major streaming platforms. Creating and then getting ready for the next album called Abandoned, the EP. It's not a full album, it's an EP where it's going to be released on Valentine's Day, learning more about prompting, and then it's going to have the other album released on Tax Day, my birthday, called Frenemies, right? So seeing how to prompt to get specific styles of the music created. Prompting is so important in everything that we do. So that's why we want to focus on this year, learning it and mastering it so that in our cybersecurity work, in our DevOps work, in our software in our software building, software development, in our QA, we can make the most use of AI to the best of our ability, right? We're not going to jump into the news and all that type of stuff. What I'll do is on Saturday mornings, we'll take the first couple of minutes to see what are the top headlines, and then we'll go from there. But we're not going to be spending in the mornings on Mondays and Wednesdays, and possibly another day every now and then, all the 15, 20 minutes looking at the news. We're going to be focused on learning large language models because we are in it to win it. This is 2025, y'all. 2025, we are moving forward. We're turning the page on 2024. We are burning all the bridges that deserve to be burned, and we are running towards the finish line. The finish line that continues to be moved further and further away, but nonetheless, we will push through. All right. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to drop this link in the chat so that you can always see what we're working on for today. All right. So that is a link to my website that has today's plans, and whatever we don't get completed today, we'll push it forward to the following day. But this is week 1, day 1 of the course. Let me share the screen real quick. All right, so today's plan, we are going to, so I can zoom in on this a little bit. So today's plan is to install Ollama, run the latest version of Llama model, find the latest version, interact with LLM, or this is for day 1's plan, right? We might not get through all this today. Check out the models, set up the data science environment, clone the repo. You should have, so for this course, you probably need a little bit of Python experience, or you do need a little bit of Python experience. You're gonna need to have like GitHub, or not GitHub, but have Git to be able to clone the repo. We're gonna be installing Anaconda, which is in environment. We'll look at a little bit about Anaconda, install Jupyter notebooks. I was going to do it through Docker, but I decided not to, just because it's probably better not to do it via Docker. And then we're going to set up our environment file. We're going to create our OpenAI key. I'm going to show you how to create the key. If you should get an OpenAI account if you don't have one yet, because you're going to need to interact with the API. And then the project to complete day 1 is going to be an AI-powered web page summarizer. And this is the commands we're going to use. We're going to do Conda to activate LLMS. We're going to open Jupyter Labs, explore Jupyter Labs guide. We're going to explore what beautiful soup is, and then we're going to implement our OpenAI key. All right. So that is the plan for today. Let's get started. So this is the course that we're taking, right? We're taking this course, LLM Engineering, Mastering AI, Large Language Models, and Agents. And they say become an engineer in 8 weeks. It's going to take us a lot longer because we are going to be going through it systematically, about 45 minutes to an hour, 2 to 3 times a week. But in this class, what we're going to learn is make AI-powered brochure generator that scrapes and navigates company websites intelligently. Build multi-modular customer support agents for an airline with UI and function calling. Develop tool that creates meeting minutes and action items from audio using both open and closed source models. Look, if I can create this, I can replace my AI assistant with my own custom AI assistant. You know what I mean? Make AI that converts Python code to optimize C++, boosting performance by 60,000 times. And a lot more stuff, right? I'm not going to read through all of these, but it's going to be a lot. So let's see. So this is what we're going to be working on today. The day 1 stuff, setting up Ollama. It says LLM engineering roadmap. a bunch of stuff, right? So we're gonna get started today. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. So let's look up what this Olama thing is first, right? So let me see, what is it? Because I had read it, but I don't 100% recall it. So let's see. Olama, getting Olama up and running with large language models. All right, so let's do real quick. What is Olama? I had saw the video, but I forgot. So Olama is an open source tool that lets users run large language models, LLMs, on their own computer. Olama allows users to run LLMs locally on their computer, either on their CPU or GPU. LLMs are AI programs that can generate and understand human-like text code and perform other analytical tasks. How does it work? Olama bundles model weights, configurations, and data into a single package, which is managed by model file. Olama supports a variety of LLMs, including Llama 2, Mistral, Code, LLAM, Code Llama, Falcon, and more. The benefits of Olama. Olama can be appealing to AI developers, researchers, and businesses that are concerned with data privacy and control. Running models locally can help reduce latency and reliance on external servers, and it can also help protect sensitive data within corporate firewalls. So what I'm reading about Olama is that if you want to build out your own model, you want it to be secure within, like, running locally and stuff like that, not exposed to the world, then you can look into something like Olama and have it internally. Now, what I would say with that is building your own, having it internally. It's going to have a lot less data that it can feed from, but you probably, like, if you're looking to build your model based off your own internal data to help, your employees and stuff like that, then you might want to consider this route as a protective measure and to be more faster in running, right? But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get ready. Let's download. We're going to download for Mac. And it popped up to download. You can't see that, but let me save that. All right, it's downloading. Let me see. It's about 180 megs. All right, that's done. I am going to open it. All right, so I installed it on the Mac. Now it is, all right, let's do this. I'm gonna go to the other screen so you can see this. All right, so welcome to Olama. Let's get you up and running with your own large language models. Install the command line Olama. Let's do that. You will be prompted for administrator access. All right, let me put in my password. And it's done. Run your first model, Olama run Llama 3.2. All right, let's give that, let me copy that. Let me open up let me zoom in. Let me move this over here so I can see our command. All right, so let's run Olama run Llama 3.2. Pulling manifest. Something's happening. All right, let's see. And so when I purchased this course on the 27th, I watched the videos, but I said, I am not going to do anything. Like, I'm not going to write out any code. I'm not going to install any software, any application until we are streaming this so that you can see me doing this in real time, learning this in real time with you. And yeah, so like so right now it's downloading. I'm guessing it's downloading the Llama 3.2 language model. So it's about 2 gigs. A lot of space, but I mean, there's tons of data that it's downloading in there. So and imagine OpenAI, how much data that their LLM has, right? It's probably can even fit on 100 computers, you know. All right, almost done. So after that happens, now we have to say, okay, how do you actually use this? Because although I watched the video, through the course I watched the video, I don't remember exactly what they were talking about in that because that was a few days ago. I more remember the more recent stuff about installing Anaconda, connecting to Jupyter notebooks. But the Olama stuff is going to be how we normally do. We we start researching and just start using it. So I like to watch the course and then I start Googling and searching on the internet. I'm like, all right, how do I actually use this and also in a practical way? All right. So with that being said, let's go over to it says, all right, send a message. Let's do slash question mark. Let's get some help, right? So it's set session variables, show model information. Load model, save your current session, clear by to exit, help shortcuts. All right. So send a message. Let's see I don't know. Let's see what day is today. I don't know. I'm not capable of knowing the current date or day of the week. I am text-based AI model and I do not have real-time access to external information. However, I can suggest ways for you to find out what day it is. Check your phone or your computer calendar. Look at physical calendar or planner. Search online for current date or today's date. Ask a voice assistant like Siri, Google Assistant, or Alexa. I hope this helps. All right, cool. So let's think about something else. What about what about what what is so we're going to be talking about messaging brokers, right, for today at noon. So what is a messaging broker? And just like that, look at that, just like that, we have a messaging broker performs the following tasks. All right, so start here. A messaging broker is a software component that acts as an intermediary between applications and messaging systems. Its primary function is to manage the flow of messages between different systems, providing a layer of abstraction and decoupling between them. A messaging broker typically performs the following tasks, and it lists all the tasks, right? So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let me see. Let's try something else. Let's try something else. What is the best platform to stream on? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So it says like depends on several factors such as your content type, target audience, equipment, budget, and personal preference. So YouTube Live, huge audience, high production value, monetization options through ads and super chats. Cons, competition is fierce. Algorithm changes can impact visibility. Twitch, dedicated to game community, live streaming features like polls and extensions, robust moderation tools. Cons primary focus on gaming content may not be suitable for other types of streams. Fair enough. There's Facebook gaming, Instagram Reels, Periscope. Let's see, Streamlabs. Oh, Streamlabs. Let me see. Yeah, there. I mean, that's pretty good information. I mean, the readability is a bit tough. But I mean, it's we have a an AI tool installed locally on our own computer where it downloaded 2 gigs of data and then it can always continue to get more later on, right? So that is pretty awesome to see that. Let's go ahead and let me go to check that off our list. So we installed Olama and we used it, and I would encourage you to do the same thing, whether you're on Windows or Mac or Linux. Go ahead and install it, and after you install it, play around with it a little bit, send over some requests to see all of its capabilities. Run the latest model of Llama. All right, let me see. Let's see. All right. What about, all right, let's see. Let's go back to the Olama site, right? before we move on totally. Let's go over here. And there is a Llama 3.3. Is that the one that we got? We got 3.2. Newest state of the art 70B model. Llama 3.3, 70B offers similar performance. 3.2 meet Llama's 3.2 goes small with 1.1B and 3B models. So let's try Llama 3.3, right? So let's buy with it. And then if we do Llama run 3.3, so I'm gonna go back to over here. Let's see what we get with Llama 3.3 before we move on. That one is 42 gigs. That's gonna be overwhelming. But I can always remove it afterwards. But I do wanna get that as well. But 42 gigs of data, that's a lot. That is a lot. After that one's done, we'll move on. But let me see. Let's take a look at while that's downloading, because it's gonna take it might take too long actually. We might have to wait for that one for next time. But what I want to see is how to, let me see, models Arc Llama. So this is a model from Meta that offers similar performance to Llama 3.1, 405 billion or 405B model. Let me see. So let's say how to prompt with Llama 3.2. And start a conversation. Llama run, okay, we got that. Let's see here. Just want to see any additional prompting that they use. What is the city of Detroit known for? That's pretty basic. I was trying to see if they had like, but like, think about it, right? You could build your own AI agent for your business, your your content, based on like training it with all of your things that you've written, videos that you've made on across different platforms, and all of that gets fed into your own model, and then people interact on your applications with that. So many I'm gonna cancel this Olama 3.0 because that's gonna be way too much information, way too much gigs to be downloaded. All right, I canceled that. All right, cool. But let me see. You could do, so you can do, if it's running, you can use an API call, which meaning that we could also use our API tools, whether we're using Postman, whether we're using Talent, whether we're building it within our code via Python, JavaScript, like through Node or Java, where we would be sending a request to this local host, to the chat with the following JSON body, the role as a user, content, what the city is Detroit known for, and then you'd get a response that way. You can also run it via Docker to get a UI where it looks something like this. Kind of looks like ChatGPT layout. Yeah, like reminds me of a lot of ChatGPT. So, yeah, pretty much. All right, so we're not like, let's not go too deep into the Olama. If you're taking the course, do the little project that they have in that. But we pretty much use it through the command line. I don't want to go and I don't want to go in, down this rabbit hole I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of setting up through the API and setting up the UI, because this course is not really focused on, it's not a Llama course in particular, but it's more of learning more about LLMs, prompt engineering, all of that good stuff, right? So with that being said, we are going to continue with the next thing. So we got Olama. We're running not the latest, but we're running the 3.2, because I'm not going to try to download the 42 gigs of the Olama 3.3. We interacted with it. We checked out the other models. And so now we're going to get into setting up our data science environment. And what perfect timing that I have my best friend who shows up to the chat. We got my guy, Mitch, in the building. Good morning, Mitch. How are you doing today? Happy New Year to you, Mitch. Happy New Year to you. Another great year coming. We had an amazing year in 2024, but we have turned the page on 2024. We have burned the bridge back to 2024 because we are moving forward to 2025. All right. Good morning, Mitch. Good morning, morning. Mitch, as we're getting into this data science part, data engineering part, have you used Anaconda? Have you used Jupyter Notebooks? Just curious, what has been like, as a data analyst? Mitch is my resident data analyst. As a data analyst, do you end up using Jupyter Notebooks, or do you use straight, like, you more on the side of Tableau and things like that? All right, let's continue. We are going to clone the repo. All right, so let's go to let's go to the repo from the course, and I am going to go to, let me think, what's the best spot to, so I'm going to go to the other, so I got the repo, I'm going to go to this screen, and I'm going to think, what is my, this is probably going to, I'll put it in PyCharm, cd PyCharm projects, and I'm going to go with Git. And this is why I always say it's so important for you guys to learn the different parts of software engineering, because you'll take a software engineering boot camp, software development boot camp, web development boot camp. You'll take a QA boot camp. You'll take a DevOps and stuff like that. But you don't know how to maneuver through Git and GitHub. And one of the very first things you're going to do in a new role is like cloning a repo onto your local computer. So I'll always emphasize, you need to learn Git. You need to learn Git. You need to learn Git, right? So we're going to do Git clone, and we're going to put the URL of the repository. It's going to clone that repo for me, and I'm going to go cd LLM engineering. And a lot of people, they just want to, like, oh, I just use the GitHub desktop or whatever that thing is called, and I'm like, it's not enough. It is not enough.
Do not come.
If you think that you're going to make it through your career just using UI tools and stuff like that, it's not going to happen. You need to learn the command line and how to navigate through, like, merging, pushing, pulling, open up pull requests, all of that type of stuff. And to think you're just going to use the little tools in your editor and stuff like that, it's not going to happen. All right. So I implore you to get a Git class, right? Because whatever you're doing in tech, unless you start off like me doing call center support, technical support, then you won't be using Git. But if you plan to grow in your career, you're going to need Git. All right. So take that for what it's worth. Next up on our list of things to do, we are going to install Anaconda, right? So where is well, first of all, what is Anaconda, right? What is Anaconda? So, it is a snake. It is a very large snake, which was turned into a movie, but that's not the Anaconda we're talking about. We're going for Anaconda. And the operating system for AI, that is not exactly what we're looking for, but I think we're looking for this anaconda.org. Let me see. Oh, is it this one? Let me see. Let me see what this one says. And yeah, it's not this one. We need, let me see, is it this one? It kind of is this one. Um, let me see. Yeah, it is this one. It is this one. Let me check the other site though. Here we go. We'll use the anaconda.org. Mitch says in the chat, I use Tableau, Power BI, data visualization tools. A lot of people think you have to code, use all that extra stuff. Every job is different. What they don't tell you is that there is a data scientist that just uses Excel. But most jobs are saying Jupyter, Python, etc., Anaconda. When you get the job, you're not even using that. Some jobs, not at all. You know why? You know why, Mitch? Because they're probably trying to separate the wheat from the chaff, right? And they might have plans to do other stuff. I don't know, Mitch, but they probably want people who have more skills than less skills. But we shall see. All right. Anyways, let's go to. Let's continue. So, let's go to download Anaconda. Let me drop it in the chat. And let me see. Provide email to download this. What? Really? That's annoying, but we will do it. Let's go tech coach Ralph at gmail.com. Submit. Actually, I could have just skip registration, but whatever. Let me see. Can I do it again? Yes. All right, there we go. You see how small they had that link for skip registration? All right, let's download for Mac. We are doing for Apple Silicon. All right, almost done. 9 seconds ago. And then we're going to switch to the other screen so that we can get that installed. So let's go over here. This package will run a program to determine if the software can be installed, or let's go with that. And we're going to go through our installation process. Agree. Install. 4.5 gigs of space on your computer. Good Lord, that's a lot of space. In the words of my dear friend Alexis. Should be back soon. All right, we're installing. Mitch also says that Somebody clip farm me. Most people use SQL and Excel. Mitch is out here trying to break hearts. Almost done. Look at that. While everybody was out till 4 in the morning partying, we were up at 8 a.m. working, putting in that work. Because we want to be multi-talented, multifaceted, so that at the drop of a dime, we can pivot as necessary. Nothing is holding us back. Nothing is holding us back. So I'm telling you, I was in bed last night by like 11:15. I was out of there. Hey, Mitch, yesterday I left my porch to go sit on the neighbor's patio for a couple of hours. After the show yesterday, I was helping my cousin set up her hosting for her website. She has a, what is it called? What is her website? She's a therapist, right? But she does expressive arts therapy. So helping her set up her website, and then so we were on the phone for about an hour after right after the show yesterday, and then went to the sauna for a little bit, and then got dressed up. I dressed up, put on another black tee and some not jeans, but some what do you call those, joggers, and went right next door to hang out with the neighbors for a couple of hours, and then I was back here knocked out. All right, so this is done. Everything you love about Anaconda now available from the cloud with Anaconda fully loaded. We're not gonna do the cloud yet. Where's my mouse? All right, we're not gonna do the cloud yet. We are gonna go to continue. And all right, so it's installed. Close. Move it to trash. All right, so now that is done, let's go back into our browser, into the other window. The next thing we have to do, so we installed Anaconda. Jupyter Notebooks is already installed. We're going to need to set up a .env file. And then we're gonna have to create our OpenAI key. So we'll probably have to push this part over to, well, we might be able to start on it, right? But we're gonna need to set up a .env file. So what is a .env file? A .env file is a file that is read by the system, where you store your environment variables. So like we're going to be storing our OpenAI key. You've seen me when we're working on our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data, open up the .env file to get different passwords or database URLs. The computer uses that as a file to know that you're storing different environment variables in here for whatever folder that you're in, right? See if there's another explanation for it. What is a .env file? Let me see. It says a .env file is a plain text file used to store environment variables for an application, typically containing key value pairs like API keys, database credentials, or other sensitive information that should not be directly embedded in the code, allowing developers to manage different configurations across environments without exposing sensitive data in their source control system. Right. So, like I said, right. So, let me see. We're going to, all right, so next thing we're going to do, we're into the folder, right? And we're going to do Vim. You guys remember the whole story with Vim and we're in the folder. Do this real quick. So we're, right now we're in the PyCharm projects folder, right? I use PyCharm. Some people like to use VS Code because, they don't know any better, but I use PyCharm. I use the JetBrains. I need my sponsorship from JetBrains, but I use the whole JetBrains suite. The WebStorm, IntelliJ, PyCharm, and as I need more, I'm going to get more, right? But CD. Now we're going to go into our LLM engineering course. I did tab to autocomplete for me. That is a feature of the terminal. And now we're gonna do Vim, the story with the wife who couldn't care less about her husband's Vim story. But my wife would not care either. Mitch's mom probably wouldn't care about him using Vim. Mitch, would your mom care about you using Vim? Like if you were to tell her all excited, would she be like, "Oh, cool, I guess"? People don't care about Vim. It is what it is. I care about Vim. I would like to hear your Vim story, but other people don't, right? So we're gonna do Vim, and then we're gonna do .env to create the environment variable, and then we're going to say and it's gonna be open API, open AI key, something like that. Let me see. Let's make sure. I never remember the exact thing for the key. But we can always change it. So for now, I'm just gonna say open API key equals, and then ABC123, right? That's just to create the file. Now, I learned this in 2005. When you're in the terminal and you're using like Vim and stuff like that, you need to get out of it. You do escape to go out of insert mode. You're gonna do colon and Q to quit. Nope, I need to do WQ. So colon WQ to write and then quit. And now we have our Vim file there, right? So I agree, Mitch. My wife doesn't know what that is, and that person's wife probably didn't know what that was either. She's like, "All right, cool, Vim, cool, good for you." All right. All right. Next up, we're going to go over back to here. We're going to create our open AI key. We're gonna do openai.com. We're gonna go to. We did this the other day. Remember when we were working on the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. So let's go to, where is it? Products, API login. We are already logged in, or no, we're not logged in. Let me go and log in. Log in with Google. And keep in mind, you're going to want to invest a little bit in yourself, and for this course. And by invest a little bit in yourself, I mean like $5, so that you can get OpenAI credits in order to be able to interact with the OpenAI stuff. You could potentially use the Olama, but you're going to make it a lot more complicated for you, and you're going to stunt your learning by trying to be cheap and not invest $5 within yourself, right? So next up, we're going to say to go to the dashboard, and I want API keys. So there goes our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data key. We're going to create a new key, and we're going to call this key LLM Engineering course. Or no, I will create a new project first. Create project, LLM Engineering. Great. Just to have it more organized, right? Now we're going to create a new key and course. And I will create the key, and I'm going to copy it. You can you're not going to be able to get this key because it's so long that it's not even showing the same thing. Although it probably will show it once I put it into the environment. But I don't care. I'll change it anyways I'll change it anyways. But just so you can see what we're doing here, right? So I copied my key, and we need to make sure what the name of it is supposed to be. So it is open API key, right? So we're gonna go to over here. And as soon as I end the stream, I'm going to delete that key and create a new key because I don't trust y'all. All right, so we're gonna do back to vim.env. Now that it created the first time, now it's just gonna be editing it the second time. We're gonna go here. I edit that, and we're just gonna paste it in there, right? There goes the key. We're gonna go like that and escape to, so I is to get into insert mode. Escape is to get out of insert mode, and then colon, W to write, Q to finish it, right? So now we have, so if I open it again, we'll see that we have our key in there, okay? Now, because we don't have to write it, we can just Q to quit because we didn't make any changes. And now our open API key is set, all right? So if we go over to here, so we got our setup env file done. We got our create open API key. So the next step is going to be actually getting into using Anaconda. We're going to activate our Anaconda environment. All right, so let's continue. So, I mean, we have like 3 minutes left, so we can at least get to that part, opening up Jupyter Notebook. So then when we come back on Monday, then we can actually play around with Jupyter and stuff like that. All right, so let's go over to here. And let me do a ls, and inside of here, why did they have... Let me see something. CD week 1. Trying to see why they had the activate. Let's try that. Let's do just to see. Let me try it from in here. I don't remember exactly where they activated the LLMs from, but let's give it a try. No. Let's try this. Exit. And we try new. Because if our terminal is open before we installed Conda, then it might not register that we have it now. So cd pycharm. All right, so now if we do Conda activate LLMS, it says environment not found. Cannot find a Conda environment LLMS. You can list all discoverable environments by okay. So let's try that. Conda info dash envs. Let's see. So if we do cd until week 1, is there? Let's try the Conda activate LLMS. Huh. Okay. Well, what we'll do is we can stop right here. We can stop right here, right? And I can go back and double check why, like what folder I need to be in to, let me see, to activate this LMS, because it should be the command conda activate. But that is why I like to do this stuff live, right? Because what we anticipate to happen doesn't always happen, because we might have missed something. We might have, I might have been listening too quickly. And so we'll double check and we'll get it to work. So come Monday, we'll be able to activate our environment. We'll be able to jump into Jupyter Lab. So we'll be able to do the project. So we're pretty much towards the end of day 1, right? Day 1, we got all the way through day 1, where now we just have to go through doing this project for this web page summarizer.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
So let's go back to full screen. And yeah, I think we did a lot today. We installed Olama. We played around with it. We got our environment set up where we have we cloned the repo using Git. We install Anaconda on our computer. We install Jupyter Notebook as part of Anaconda, so we don't need to necessarily install that separately. We set up the environment file. We have our open API key that I'm going to change right after the show. And now now we just have to do our project. Our project is going to be an AI-powered web page summarizer where we can just pass in a URL to it, which is something that we need to implement on. Guess what? Oh my God! Let's just give me a second here. So I was talking the other day about having a way to summarize the reports via like when on the morning show or on the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show on Saturday mornings, because like when we have the whole Fed chair minutes, I'm like, all right, this is like 40 pages too long. So if we can summarize it into like 3 paragraphs, then we can read that. So now, after we figure out how to do this AI powered web page summarizer, then we can take that and say, all right, we're going to implement that onto the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data on a Thursday night. So the like I was saying, our prompt engineering is going to fuel our software development, our DevOps, our cybersecurity. So many different things are working together. We're gonna figure it out, right? But that is about it for today. That is about it for today. We're gonna pick up on Monday. We're going to get this Monday's plan, get the environment activated for LLMS. Then we're gonna open up Jupyter Labs. We're gonna look around Jupyter Labs, see what it is. We're going to use Beautiful Soup to pull in all the content of the page, and then we're going to use our Open API key in order to we're going to use OpenAI in order to connect to that web page and give us that summary that we're looking for, right? But that is it for today. Let me check the chat one last time before we get up and out of here. It's so Mitch says that he needs a sponsorship as well. Let me see. All right, so Mitch had said they do want you to know all of that stuff, but most of the managers don't even know it. I mean, I'll tell you this. A lot of the places that I worked for, I knew way more about the QA stuff than the managers, but that's expected because the managers manage and the other people do, it's just what it is. Now, if you're a lead, whatever, like a lead developer, lead QA, then you need to know that stuff. But if you're a manager, you don't necessarily, I don't really expect you to know that stuff. You just need to know how to make sure things get done, It says, you ever watch Hey Arnold? Stoop kid afraid to leave the stoop. I did used to watch Hey Arnold. I like that show. It says, what's that? Expressive arts therapy. Hopefully she's not watching this, but I'm gonna say it is. She uses like arts, like she went like music to do therapy. She works a lot with. You know what, Mitch? You would like her because she's always looking to help people, and she's worked in different prisons and stuff like that to help to give therapy to people and stuff like that. So she uses like art and music and stuff like that to do whatever therapists do, she she thinks that she thinks that I have a bad view of therapy, which I don't know where she'd get that idea from. I don't know where she'd ever get that idea from that I think negatively about therapy. I don't know where she'd get that view from. And because he needs a sponsorship, she doesn't know what that. Yeah, his mom doesn't know what Vim is. My mom doesn't know what Vim is either, right? However, my mom was the first person to introduce me to the command prompt when we were using DOS back when I was like 7 years old. She's like, "Oh, this is the dir command to get a list of the directory." So she might know Vim. And Mitch says everybody is asleep. That's their bad. That because you know what, Mitch, the early bird gets the worm at the cheaper cost. The early bird special. When we go over to Denny's or IHOP or your local diner, and you get that bowl of chili that is normally like $10 for a bowl of chili, but you can get it for $7.99. So you got early bird special. We in here, we don't miss. My guy Mitch here at it early in the morning, working with me So it's all good. It's all good. And Mitch says that he agrees with my cousin. You would. But Mitch, as you can see me, Mitch. All right, 2025. My first brag of 2025, right? For me, I support my people regardless of, like, do I like whether I like therapy, don't like therapy, it doesn't matter to me because that's my cousin, right? And we grew up together and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. You need help with your website? I got you. Consider it done. Like we're on for about an hour and 20 minutes. Make sure that her email is working. Set up her hosting. Set up her WordPress. Set up what do you call it? Like showed her how to get the templates, all that good stuff. So that, and I'm like, all right, once you figure out your template, let me know, and then I'll help you get it installed. I'll walk you through how to edit in WordPress so you can get your website up and running. Whatever you need, I got you. Another person. They were like, oh, I had sent them the album, and they're like, oh, I like this song, that song, that song. And they're like, oh, here's a project that I'm working on, and they wrote a book on Amazon. I'm gonna ask them if I can actually share their book on the channel, but they'll probably say okay. But I'm like, all right, cool, I got it. I'm like, didn't even read the description. I bought it because I'm like, I want to support my people. I want to support my people. My people are the people who rock with me, so I support them in their endeavors, right? But yeah. So, anyways. Let's get up and out of here. Mitch is not a fan of IHOP. You don't like IHOP? I'm not crazy about IHOP either. Mitch says IHOP. Unless IHOP decides to sponsor the morning show, then I will have an IHOP logo right here in the corner somewhere, right about there, saying go get your omelet at IHOP and all that good stuff, right? And your pancakes, your omelet and your pancakes, right? But until then, I will say nothing. I will say nothing. Which is I'm hung over on lemonade. It says that you would be proud of me. Somebody called me. I said, I haven't heard from you in 2 years. I said, I'm up now. Click. Wow. Even I wouldn't do that. Even I would not do that, Mitch. Oh, I would just answer like, oh, cool. And then I probably won't talk to them for another 2 years. But Mitch. See, I turned Mitch into a savage. It is what it is. All right. We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our very, very, very first episode of 2025. Learning about large language models. We are in here to win it. At noon today, we're going to be talking about messaging brokers. So tune into that. Tomorrow, we're going to be going live, continue working on the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. In a couple of weeks, we're going to start ethical hacking. We're going to be live on Saturday morning for the weekly economics review. Let me see. Victory album is in all streaming platforms. Abandoned album coming out on Valentine's Day. And yeah, that's it for now. That is it for now. Last thing that Mitch says is, I used to work by the dirtiest IHOP years and years ago. Disgusting. Wow. All right, Mitch, if there was a gun to your head, which there will never be, but if there was a gun to your head, would you choose IHOP or Waffle House? I have never been to a Waffle House, but would you choose IHOP or Waffle House? And you cannot say none. As we wrap up the show, I'm going to be waiting for Mitch's answer. And on our way out, let's listen to Burn Bridge. Let's listen to Turn the Page. We're going to listen to Turn the Page as we head out. All right. So you guys have an amazing. Oh, one more message from Mitch says, I put my left shoulder up, then my right shoulder up, then I drop them. I don't care.
Bruh.
Well, what a wonderful way to end the show and start 2025. Techo Draft, we are out.
You made so many bad moves, ignored the words of the wise. We used to feel your struggle, but now it's no surprise. You always played the victim, wanted us to care for you, but we've grown tired of your play. Now it's time for something new. but tough love's here to sever the ties that we once laid. Now you're looking for pity, expecting sympathy from us, but we've moved on so swiftly, no longer in your trust. We're turning the page, leaving the past behind. We're setting the stage for a fresh state of mind. We're turning the page, leaving the past behind. We're setting the stage for a fresh state of mind. You thought we'd stand by forever through every mess you made, but tough love's here to sever the ties that we once laid. Now you're looking for pity, expecting sympathy from us, but we've moved on so swiftly, no longer in your trust. We're turning the page, leaving the past behind. We're setting the stage for a fresh state of mind. We're turning the page. Sun's up, early caffeine's our call. Ralph with tech news ready for all. Coding workouts getting us toned. By sunrise we'll be in the zone. Grab your Java, sip the brew. Headlines, tech tips just for you. Editing lines, making it tight. With every keystroke we see the light. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Push those reps in lines of code. Script the future fast and bold. From headlines deep to bites so bright, we're your guide to morning mites. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coding flows, camaraderie grows. News unfolds and insight flows. Minute by minute, heartbeats pace. Come join us at the daily race. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind.